California dreaming about you.
And Kurt Busch is running time trial laps. He doesn't have Kenseth on his bumper. The next flag ends the race.
All right. We're in the money lap now.
Menard holding a top 5 against Allmendinger, Vickers, and Biffle.
And he's holding a top 5 with only 2 fresh tires right now.
Kenseth closing the gap. Kurt Busch off turn number 4. Kurt Busch is going to win it for Roger Penske. The Blue Deuce goes to victory lane again in Atlanta. White flag.
And Tony Stewart in that 14 car has worked his way to 5th, working on 4th with the nose caved in on that thing.
Stewart's come out of nowhere.
No mistakes right here for that cool million.
9th try for Kurt Busch. He and Roger Penske and the Miller Lite Dodge are going to the bank. $1 million. Kurt Busch wins the Sprint All-Star race from Joey Logano.
You have to be white flags in the air, but you got to also be impressed with the 18 car, Larry. Overcome all the adversity they did, and he's sitting here, he's going to come home in 3rd place. That's an impressive run as well.
McMurray cuts it down to 87 hundredths. A big waggle off turn 4 last time. He is so agonizing close to giving Chip Ganassi the Memorial Day double.
Well, the old vortex theory, she worked in, Mike.
Because we just made a clean sweep of their checkbook.
Roger Penske prevails. Kurt Busch wins the Coca-Cola 600.
Remember, it will happen if they're going to make the move on the back straightaway.
Hamlin locked on to Newman. Kurt Busch with Jamie Mack through turn 1 for the final time.
Here we go.
He's in your tire tracks. When you go, he's pushing.
Now it's go time.
There we go. They're looking. They're looking. Can't make it. Can't make it happen.
Newman, the runner-up in 2005.
Can't make it happen.
Has about 2,000 feet to the finish line to win the Bud Shootout for the first time. Hamlin low, Busch up high. Here they come. 3 wide to the stripe, and the winner is
3 wide.
probably Kurt Busch, because Denny Hamlin went below the yellow line.
Yeah, that was definitely, he advanced his position by being out of bounds. There's no question on that one.
They'll face the white flag this time.
I think what people are learning right here, right now, is that Regan Smith is a good guy to get hooked up with.
And Darrell, I don't think they have a choice but to stay like that till we get well off turn 4. I don't think they can start mixing it up too early.
Dinger through the middle. Allmendinger coming with Menard. Threads the needle, looking for 3rd place.
And look at Ryan Newman and Tony Stewart, but they have nowhere to go. They had a head of steam, had to back off.
Transfer spot, Elliott and Yaley ahead of Nemechek and Conway now.
What will Regan Smith do in that 78 car coming to the tri-oval?
I'll tell you what he's going to do. He's going to push, push, push.
Well, he's got enough room to look out and try to win it, but he's steaming along. It's going to be Kurt Busch.
Whoa, he looked, but he couldn't do it. Oh!
You got it, baby.
Paul Wolf never been to victory lane as a Sprint Cup Series crew chief.
White flag. Do you have enough fumes to get to the finish line?
Well, he's got enough lead. Doesn't have to worry about that.
3.5, 3.4, 3.3, 3.2.
Guy looks like
Earnhardt's coming.
He looks like he's crawling there. I swear he's not going very fast at all.
3 seconds.
If he can get in here, and if he can get this thing headed toward the start-finish line.
Half a mile to go. 2.9.
You can coast from there. You can shut it off and coast.
2.8. Brad Keselowski survives and wins in Kansas.
Another name you may add to the list of those who are thinking championship, the driver who has been so consistent the last few weeks. Kurt Busch and the program really on the rise at Team Penske.
Incredible. So much was made out of Kurt Busch and things that went on early in the year, things that went on the radio, things that went on within that team. But you can say what you want to. He's passionate about driving a race car. He got those people up off their butt, and here he's getting ready to win.
Checkers this time.
3 poles in a row. Should have had 4.
Kurt Busch a winner at Infineon, first of 2011.
Incredible.
Keselowski got the lead after Kyle Busch had to fight off Jimmy Johnson on a late restart, and the white flag is up. There's 1 lap to go.
Looks like Jimmy's going to get by Kurt Busch. Still side by side. Boy, the position that this will put Brad Keselowski in. He's inside the top 20 with this, and then having 2 victories. He's still got a long way to go, though. He's got to go through the tunnel turn and turn 3. Yeah, but I like my chance with him. See Kurt Busch fighting back with Jimmy here. They touch coming down the back straightaway.
That could get ugly.
It's getting ugly.
It's getting ugly. Wow, that's a high-speed part of the racetrack to be doing that.
Maybe a crossover move coming right here. Yep. Or into the rear bumper, one of the 2. See Jimmy's car smoking.
Maybe he's got a little fender damage in on a tire. While up front, the story of this one is going to be the young man who came back from a terrible crash on Wednesday of this week and has gutted out a win at Pocono Raceway as Kyle Busch tries off the final corner. He'll come up 1 spot short. How about Brad Keselowski winning at Pocono?
He's probably calculating he's got enough gap on those 2 running second and third that he doesn't have to put himself in jeopardy here in the last couple of laps.
He'll go away in a hurry, though, I can tell you that. Coming to the white flag. Brad Keselowski 1 lap away from a win at Bristol. Truex and Gordon trying to chase him down. Do they get a break in traffic? Or does the Blue Deuce roll to Bristol's victory lane again? Gordon 1 more bid for second, but it's not going to be enough to catch Brad Keselowski. He wins at Thunder Valley. What a remarkable run in the summer of 2011 for the young man from Michigan. There are some tense radio conversations as well, as his driver has struggled to manage expectations and the reality of them, working through the handling in the late laps of these races. Yet they came here to Dover this week. Kurt said, I've been a champ before, we can do this. Now they're 2 laps away from going to victory lane.
They're proving they can do it. They adjusted this car when it wasn't so good in the middle of the race, turned it around, and now looks like he's going to get this victory. 1 to go.
1 more mile, buddy.
The only driver in the top 10 in the championship standings all season long. That man, Kurt Busch. Just the 1 win on the road course at Sonoma. But steady, solid. After finishing 22nd in New Hampshire a week ago to lose ground in the championship, they're going to gain it all back with a win on the Monster Mile today. Kurt Busch wins at Dover.
If he can get back to the line here without another incident.
Might be a lapper. Brendan gone and maybe Carl Edwards between Keselowski and the finish line.
White flag in the air, 1 to go.
You're clear, 5 back. Go ahead a minute, you're nervous. Don't worry, it's got plenty of fuel.
Dale Jr. off the pace. And here comes Brad Keselowski for Roger Penske. 5th career Sprint Cup victory in 93 starts. Keselowski wins the Food City 500. The last lap as they come to the line, 1 to go.
Well, you don't want to lead on the last lap, but I'm not sure that that's going to work out the way Matt thought it was when this is the white flag lap.
Junior up the outside, somebody steaming. In that pair, it's Kyle Busch, Casey Kane.
And the problem with Matt, he's got no help. He's all by himself.
But think about Kyle Busch. He lost the race yesterday by leading coming back to the checkered flag.
And also
Think about the movement and drive over here.
Right.
Think about your...
It's a 2-horse race. Clint Boyer's gone Stanley Steamer. Up in turn number 3.
Hey, boys.
A car length apart, Kyle Busch from Keselowski.
It ain't over yet. Remember that start-finish line.
I don't think he's close enough, Darrell. I don't think he's close enough.
Brad Keselowski pulling away. It's all happening behind him, and Keselowski for the 2nd time will go to victory lane in Talladega.
Wow.
This is a race lost for the 24, and for Casey, when you look at it from that perspective, because this was a place, if he would have been in the right position,
points-wise, it doesn't matter.
Points-wise, it doesn't matter, but a W in the column would have put him in the chase.
Final lap for Brad Keselowski. Onto the back straightaway, trying to save fuel.
Tell me, please. Plenty of room, you can coast around.
He's feeling good now.
Great job by Brad.
Brad Keselowski going to become the first driver to get the hat trick in 2012.
Come get this flag. We'll exchange it for another one, bud.
His third win of the year coming at Kentucky.
Great job, Paul. Yeah, here we got it. Is it Miller time yet?
It's about one more lap till Miller time, Brad.
White flag is up. Brad Keselowski.
No worries, you're behind.
Led the second most laps in this race. Jimmy Johnson started on pole and dominated much of the event. Brad, the guy who led the second most laps, but was trailing Jimmy Johnson heading into the final pit stops, and he made up a 1.1 second deficit to wrestle the lead away from the five-time champ coming off the pit lane, and he's pulled away from there. Fourth win of the season, chase win #1, Chicagoland to Brad Keselowski.
Yeah, great job, everybody. Great job. I'm proud of you, everybody.
Both Jimmy Johnson and Kevin Harvick not meeting the minimum speed for the moment you must make. Been told by NASCAR they got to pick it up a little bit.
Well, they have slowed down.
Coming to the white flag. Gordon with Kyle Busch coming behind him. Will that factor into Gordon's charge at the finish? 1 lap to go. Does the two have enough fuel to make it around this monster mile? 1 more lap.
Still pulling.
They're going to play the strategy just right and get another win in 2012. Brad Keselowski wins at Dover. And coming to the white flag. 1 more lap for Logano and Harvick. Does Logano have enough fuel? Roger Penske, headquartered in Detroit, not far down the road. Always a huge, important race for the captain. He used to own this racetrack. For Joey Logano, a win that could make all the difference between getting into the championship and having a chance or not. Half a lap to go.
Well, I tell you what, as a driver, he's done a terrific job here today of saving enough fuel and having the fastest car here this weekend.
He started first. He's going to finish first. It wasn't that simple in between, but Joey Logano takes the checkered flag in Michigan. The championship, they're going to play to a draw tonight here in Charlotte. And for the first time in a long time, a non-chaser's going to win a race. Brad Keselowski takes the checkered flag after a terrific late fight in Charlotte.
And the white flag will be waving with Keselowski half a second behind. All right, which lane? Junior up high, Keselowski middle.
But
down low.
he knows he keeps getting that good run on the high side off of 2.
But Keselowski closes.
Oh, he's out.
He's got the lap, and Junior is out of gas.
3/4 of a lap, you're out.
Oh,
it's back running though. It's back running. It's probably not. It's going to keep surging on him.
Yep.
And Brad Keselowski comes off the corner. Hole in one for the captain. Checkered flag for Keselowski.
Wow.
What a weekend.
Wow. Got to run. He's looking.
Down to the inside comes Logano. Gordon leads at the line. Logano into turn 1. Takes it back.
Yep, those 4 tires against 2. That's pretty hard to overcome.
They've got a gap on Vickers. Biffle racing for third. Then Kyle Busch. Here comes Kyle Larson.
Oh boy, here we go into turn 3.
3 wide. And Larson on the bottom chasing Kyle Busch. It's the Kyle and Kyle show behind Logano and Gordon. Connecticut, go Huskies. Joey Logano wins. Logano, the kid from Connecticut, comes from 4th on the final restart, and he is going to win the Battle of Richmond.
Yeah, baby.
This thing blew up 20 laps ago.
Great job to hang on.
And what I'm saying, great job is, A, the engine has held together, but he's absolutely running this thing wide open around the racetrack to keep up the momentum to keep plugging along.
Final lap for Brad Keselowski. Started on the pole, 6th time in his career, but he has never won from the pole in his Sprint Cup career. When Brad won here in 2012, he led 68 laps. Tonight, he simply took him behind the woodshed, leading 199 of 267. Brad Keselowski wins it at Kentucky.
Hang on, these final couple laps will go in a hurry. Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski in traffic, coming to the white flag.
Big run by the 2.
Better hurry.
White flag.
Final lap here at Bristol. Brad's going to try it. Not going to make it stick. Checkered flag and a win at Bristol to Joey Logano in the night race.
Green flag goes back in the air.
Oh, Harvick's out of fuel.
Keselowski, 4 pulls out of line.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, the 4 and the 18 of Kyle Busch were the 2 that were right
Yeah, and
there.
Kyle Busch is sitting second, so when he runs out of fuel, it's going to be a mess if he runs
3
out.
wide off of turn 2. So far, so good for Brad Keselowski on the restart. He's dominated this race. Now he tries to finish the deal. Sees the white flag, and the next one will end it. It would be the 4th straight win for Ford this season. They haven't won 4 in a row since all the way back in 2001.
I don't know how they're not wrecking behind them right now.
And 2 of those victories going to belong to Brad Keselowski. He dominates again.
Thank you for services. Thank you very much, Paul. You're spoiling me.
This is as dominant as I've seen here. Just amazing. It takes me back to probably when Jeff Burton won at New Hampshire with leading all the laps up there.
Well, this is actually the greatest percentage of laps led in a race since that win from Burton at New Hampshire. Final half a lap for Brad Keselowski. He will have led 383 of 400 laps, becomes the leading winner of this season. 4th victory of the year for Brad Keselowski. He'll be the #1 seed in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. And we're in the final lap. A lot of folks talked about Hendrick versus Penske for this championship, the speed and the number of wins that those 2 teams have amassed this season. Here's the driver and team that won the most races in the 26 to get into the chase, coming to win the opener of the championship. Just as he did in the year he won the title, Brad Keselowski wins at Chicagoland. Ready to decide it at New Hampshire. Kyle Larson is going to get through Harvick to second, and they're 4 wide behind him.
Coming to the white.
Last lap.
Yes, sir.
Logano's gotten away. Anybody's chase take an unexpected turn in the last mile. Harvick nips Larson, trying to get second place from him. Checkered flag is up. Joey Logano through to the next round of the chase for the win at New Hampshire. 1 lap to go.
Good exit, so good by 5.
Final corner for Joey Logano. All top 5 finishes in the first 3 races of the chase, and he opens the contender round with a victory and a pass through on. Joey Logano wins it at Kansas. Ryan Newman to the outside of Keselowski. Newman leads at that line. Who leads at the next one?
But you got to get back to the front because a caution can happen and you can be out of luck. Keselowski really doesn't have the help that he's going to need to win this race.
And he must win it.
But he's in good shape now because Newman has no push.
Here comes Landon Castle behind Matt Kenseth, behind Brad Keselowski.
But watch Kenseth, he can still make a move.
Landon Castle to the outside, tri-oval, sprint to the checkered flag. Who wins? Brad Keselowski wins it at Talladega.
White flag this time. A lot of jostling back in the pack. The leader's going to make it under the wide under green. Logano, Harvick, Earnhardt, Boyer, last lap.
Guess what? The race is getting ready to start off turn 2. It's all on from there on.
Car smoking back of the field, drops back out of play. 3 wide. Big cluster coming off turn number 4. Smoke, trouble, way in the back, but here come the leaders.
The question is, are they going to throw the yellow, or are they going to let them race back?
7, 8 car pile up in the back straightaway. Caution is out.
Joey Logano.
Keep coming. Just stay on the gas. Back straightaway. Stay on the gas. Coming to easy here. They say roll out of the throttle.
It's over, boys. It's over.
Middletown, Connecticut's Joey Logano wins the Daytona 500. 1 to go. Next flag ends the race. And here it is, front straightaway. Greg Biffle crashes with the white flag out. Now here come the leaders. Biffle sitting in the middle of the racetrack. The yellow has not yet flown.
Even if it does, right now the 2 is out front, and he is driving away from Kurt Busch in the 41 and Kevin Harvick in the 4.
And Biffle is driving away.
Let him race.
Finish this under green.
Let him race. Here they come.
Boy, Kurt Busch made a run. It's not going to work there.
He got right to the back bumper of Keselowski. Bad Brad wins in California.
The white flag in the air. Kevin Harvick. He needs 2.5 miles of fuel to get all the way back around. And the 22 way out of the turn as the 32 goes sliding out. That was Boris said in the 32 out in turn number 1.
That's going to save the pressure from the 22 to the 4. Now the 4 only really needs to worry about his fuel. Just back it up. Run
Save a little fuel at the end of the back here. Got plenty of room behind you. Save some fuel.
Rodney Childers, he's not done crew chiefing yet. Save a little gas. We have some gap out the back.
Kevin Harvick through the bus stop. Now he's got 5, 6, and 7 in front of him. Does he have enough fuel to get there? That will be the question. The elevation changed from 5, 6 to 7. Very minimal. Out of turn 5, headed to 6. Does he have enough fuel to get home?
He's offline. That tells me he's out of gas. He's out of gas. Coming to the left. Here comes the 22 and Joey Logano.
Trying to stay in front. He gets through 6. He runs out of fuel. Here comes the 22. Joey Logano racing him as they come out of 7. Joey Logano comes onto the front stretch. Logano's going to win at the Glen. One more try for the 4 of Kevin Harvick. This time by, they'll see the white flag. One more lap for Bristol. The 4 working the high line, trying to keep the momentum up. They've got to get through 3 and 4 one more time. As they come out of turn number 4, Joey Logano tries to hang on. He will. He wins at Bristol. This time in front of the grandstands. The white flag will be displayed. One more time around to Charlotte.
White flag.
1.5 miles, and he punches his ticket into round 3. Fuel not an issue. The cars in front of him not an issue. And Kevin Harvick not getting any bigger in his mirror. Coming out of turn number 4. Joey Logano will win for the first time at Charlotte and advance to round 3. White flag in the air one more time around. Final lap from Kansas. Joey Logano with 12 career wins. His 12th came a week ago. It solidified his position in round 3. Now playing defense, making sure someone else doesn't lock their way into round 3. Coming out of turn 4, Logano's going to win again in Kansas. Brad Keselowski leading the outside line. Logano moving back and forth between the 2 lines.
And as intense as this battle is at this pack, a reminder, Greg Biffle is the race leader trying to stretch fuel. If he makes it with 5 laps to go, it doesn't matter.
Smoking coming out of the 1 of Jamie McMurray. McMurray with smoke under the hood. And the caution comes out. Under 5 laps to go. The engine expires for Jamie McMurray. The caution will come out. Look at the 16 coming to pit road. The 16 will give up the lead and come to pit road. Now, Logano and Earnhardt Jr. will make up the first row on the restart. 2 laps to determine who will win the race and who will advance into round 3 in the chase. Coming back into the NBC Sports restart zone. 220 feet. Green flag back in the air. The 4 not going. They wreck behind him. The green flag is out as they cross the start-finish line. Will they throw the caution? Trying to get back up to speed. Caution comes out. NASCAR explained it to us earlier today. Drivers have to maintain this cautious pace all the way to the checkered flag, which these cars have been able to do. Some haven't. The 11 of Denny Hamlin was not able to continue on. A driver that might not be in the top 8.
1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank.
You see Brad Keselowski navigating through lap traffic. Clean track ahead.
Here comes Logano. He's going to make a pass on the 18 going into turn 3 if he can make it stick.
Brad Keselowski off turn number 4 for his 18th Sprint Cup win. Keselowski to the checkered.
Don't forget that 35 car. David Gilliam running
Don't forget the green car.
The white flag waves. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Holy smoly.
Payne to the bottom, trying to get something going. No help.
Kurt Busch just had a big moment, lost a lot of momentum.
He's going up high.
Chase Elliott to the middle.
He's going to get a run here. Here comes a 3 car going to try to give the 18
Chase Elliott breaks out of the pack up to 4th place.
Yeah, but he didn't get clear. He needed to get up in front of that 1 car. I just don't think anybody's going to be able to get enough momentum to get a big enough push to get by this 2. This is the best thing going to happen to him, is them getting side by side behind him.
Just remember where the start-finish line is.
That's right. It's not in the middle of the tri-oval. Keselowski.
Big run coming from the 18. Oh, the 3 stepped out.
Dillon. Kyle Busch and Dillon side trouble. Car hard in the wall. 2 of them. Keselowski to the line. Caution had waved. Logano off turn 4. The white flag waves. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Well, you know, Larson's just got to be saying, what do I have to do to win one of these races?
What about another picture on that 22 car, Mike? And guess whose it'll probably be? The guy driving the car, I guarantee you.
On that yellow 22 are pictures of the 50-year history of Penske Racing, celebrated in January and celebrated again tonight. Add Joey Logano's picture, and next to it $1 million. He wins the Sprint All-Star race. 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Castle gets to pit road, no issue there. Logano, 0.8 of a second over Chase Elliott. Logano looking for his first win of the year. Elliott and Kyle Larson, their first Sprint Cup win ever.
Logano, Mike, from the pole, which that's a max points, as they say.
Yeah, this driver's done an excellent job putting himself in this position to get this first win of the season.
Joey Logano and Roger Penske's Ford becomes the 10th different winner this year.
Brad Keselowski out front. Kurt Busch running second. A big run by Kyle Busch on the outside. Here comes Kyle. Kyle in the 18. He has help from Trevor Bayne in the 6 behind him.
18.6 up top, soft behind the 41.
2 by 2 behind Brad Keselowski. The final time down the backstretch. Joey Logano trying to make the inside line work. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. Out of turn 4. They'll see the finish line. Brad Keselowski out front. Around goes Kurt Busch. Keselowski's going to hang on. Keselowski wins at Daytona. Can Carl Edwards, though, go the distance as well? So as the 2 is slow on the track, he's wobbling. He's trying to get as much fuel as he can. Coming to the white flag. One more time around, and here comes Carl Edwards. Does he have enough fuel?
It's 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One. Brad Keselowski with fuel. He's got it fired up again. He's pulling away from the 19.
Two back.
The battle for the win. Brad Keselowski, does he have enough fuel to get through 3 and 4 into the finish line? Carl Edwards right on his back bumper. Coming out of turn 4. He's going to have enough.
It's a repeat.
Brad Keselowski will win. Fight for the win. Brian Scott running second. Joey Logano with the lead. Denny Hamlin running third. With that position, he's currently in the top 8 and could advance to the round of 8. White flag in the air. One more time around.
You mentioned it, Steve. The 11 car sitting there running in third. He's in the bottom lane. Austin Dillon, he just moved to the bottom lane. He's way back in 12th, but he went to the bottom. Let's see which lane moves forward.
How aggressive does Brian Scott be? How aggressive can he be trying to win his first race? A huge gap between the 22 and the 44 as they enter turn 3 for the final time. Up the racetrack, the 22 goes, blocking the 44. Coming out of turn 4, a long ways back to the checkered flag. 3 and 4 wide, fighting for position. Joey Logano through the tri-oval. Logano wins at Talladega. Logano, a clean launch, out in front. Kyle Busch currently running second. Kyle Busch knows the point situation. If he stays in that position, he advances into the championship 4. They're past the overtime line. It's an official restart. The next flag that comes out will determine the finishing order. Logano, 1 lap to go at Phoenix. One more time around. Joey Logano. Kyle Busch looking to advance to the championship 4. Down the backstretch for the final time.
5, nice and clear there.
Joey Logano comes to Phoenix, wanting to make sure he gets to the championship 4. He does it with a win. Coming out of 4, Logano wins at Phoenix.
1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Can Logano get to the 2 car and give him a big enough push to get by Denny
Absolutely.
Hamlin? I think he's going to have a big run here.
Here it comes. There's a possibility
Here
right
it comes. Can he do anything
Better cut
with
him
it?
off.
Oh, no! We got a crash. We've got cars out of control here.
Logano,
gather it back up. Oh, no. The 11 car's out of control off of 2, so we got out.
Got hit again.
No contact.
And here they come to the line.
Wow. Man.
Denny Hamlin keeps going.
No caution. Still racing to the finish here.
Logano, it's Bowman with Kyle Busch for second.
It's going to be a drag race between these 2 for second.
Logano's Ford is going to win it, and Bowman, the showman, against Rowdy Busch for second. They bang, they touch. When they made that extra pit stop to tighten up lug nuts, Keselowski and Paul Wolfe had a brief exchange. It's okay. We'll get there. They are there. 19 races since Keselowski's last victory. That was at Kentucky. He's got 7/10 on Kyle Larson. But for Roger Penske and Ford, Brad Keselowski wins the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500.
Chase is a little bit better than him right now. I just don't know if he can get to him and get underneath him.
Number of good battles. Newman Kenseth, Busher Jones. This is coming right down to the checkered flag for a lot of these positions.
Matt Kenseth and Newman going at it.
But for Brad Keselowski, the white flag waves. 1 to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Back straightaway, pulling down on Danica Patrick. Clear setting to the line. And in his 275th start, Brad Keselowski, Miller Lite Team, Penske. And
Keselowski, think of the dominance he's had today.
He's going to get there. If he had 10 laps more, he probably could get by the 22. But he's only got a couple laps to go.
Boy, Harvick had a run, but Stenhouse holds him back.
and McMurray is right there to challenge. Here comes Logano off turn 4. The white flag waves. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Still Harvick, Stenhouse, side by side. McMurray right with them. Joey Logano, 8 car lengths ahead of Keselowski, who stuffs it into turn 3, cuts it down to 5 car lengths, but off turn 4, Joey Logano has his 18th Monster Energy Series victory.